flautist is a musician who plays the flute. In most cases, a flutist will play the transverse flute, but it can also be a recorder. In addition, there are other types of flutes such as the piccolo, the alto flute and bass flute. A transverse flute belongs to the wind instruments within the category of woodwind instruments, despite the fact that most flutes are no longer made of wood but of metal. Because the flute used to be made of wood, the flute is still included in the category of woodwind instruments. A flautist will in most cases relate to a player of the transverse flute. A transverse flute consists of a long narrow straight tube that consists of three parts: the headpiece, the middle part with valves, and the foot. A flautist is a musician who makes music independently, or makes music within an orchestra that consists of different musicians. In many cases, a flautist will make classical music, but this can differ per flautist because a flautist does not have to be part of an orchestra. Another name for a transverse flute can also be flute. The name transverse flute applies to a flute because a flutist will play a transverse flute transversely. As described earlier, there are several flutes that can be classified as musical instruments. The recorder and the transverse flute are the most well-known forms of flutes. The profession of flautist should be seen as fairly general, because a flautist can play various musical instruments as a musician. In addition, flutists can work as musicians in different ways. Most flautists, like other musicians, are not professionally active as musicians. If a flautist is professionally active as a flautist, the name professional musician may also apply. In that case, you are usually part of an orchestra or other types of music company.